Mr. Speaker, National Water and Sewage Corporation, see page 30. Mr. Speaker, a number of government ministries, departments, and agencies have defaulted in clearing their water bills, some of them taking up to 20 months. The committee observed that this has resulted in the accumulation of unpaid water bills to a tune of 107 billion. Mr. Speaker, this has significantly affected the efficient operations of the entity. The committee observed that National Water and Sewage Corporation has been one of the remaining government parastatals that has been operating profitably and in a healthy manner. Mr. Speaker, the result of unpaid water bills has led to failure by the entity to meet its contractual obligations to suppliers. It has also affected its financial standing among the credit institutions. This is one of the reasons the committee notes here that National Water had appealed to Parliament for a possibility of a debt swap with VAT so as to ensure a healthy balance of accounts statement of the institution to avoid it from going down. Mr. Speaker, the committee therefore recommends that government should clear all the outstanding arrears due to National Water and Sewage Corporation. That government should also ensure that all MDAs provide for adequate budgets for the various MDAs that reflect the annual increase in the demand for water for these facilities. Number 3, that government provides for UGX 84 billion to clear the current audited outstanding arrears due to National Water and Sewage Corporation. Mr. Speaker, on National Forestry Authority. Mr. Speaker, the committee recommends that government provides UGX 1.56 billion for the resurveying and demarcation of forest boundaries and another 3.1 billion for the protection of forests from encroachment. Mr. Speaker, on inadequate provision for funds for tree seedlings, the committee recommends that the government allocates 2 billion for additional 10 million tree seedlings to... Speaker, may I conclude? Because I think I am right there. For NFA to be able to provide seedlings for tree planting. Mr. Speaker, finally, the National Environment Management Authority. The National Environment Authority wishes to procure and install an integrated environmental information and licensing system, which is supposed to facilitate quicker processing of the environmental impact assessment applications. Mr. Speaker, provision of this will not only improve on the timelines that people have to wait to acquire these licenses, but will also make the institution more efficient. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, the committee noted that NEMA has an establishment of 450 people. 248 are the ones in post, giving them an establishment shortfall of 45%. Mr. Speaker, this means that NEMA cannot optimally be able to police, inspect, and secure our environment to ensure sustainable use. Therefore, the committee recommends that NEMA be provided with shillings 6.65 billion so as to recruit and provide for the necessary technical staff to run the agency. The committee also recommends that an additional 10 billion be provided for it to be able to acquire and equip itself with the information system that it requires. Mr. Speaker, I know that the report is comprehensive. The rest of the colleagues can go through it. I want to say, honorable colleagues, that we are happy that water environment, energy, and minerals are a critical part of the transformation of this country. And I beg that you, honorable colleagues, find it fitting to support this report so that we can be able to provide the resources to be able to run the sector. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I've seen you've really touched on very critical issues. But, colleagues, I remember, I think, when it comes to internet, how is it done? As if money is appropriated, but then it's deducted at source and paid to NITAU to facilitate it work. So, really for water, because national water, the money they get is money they reinvest in our rural areas. The money they get, they go and reinvest in the rural areas, extending water services in our areas. Now, for us here, we appropriate money. But when they release to agencies, they don't remit, they don't find it as a priority. Okay? Really, I think we needed finance here. Maybe we should agree that for utilities, money be deducted from finance and directed. Okay? And directed, because this will take away this situation of knowing if you cut off Ruzira, everyone will run riot. If you cut off Murago, everyone will riot. So the same for electricity, and since EDC also now is a government company, I think it would be really working well that they can have money to go and support. Honorable colleagues, the debate is open now.
Honorable Speaker, I had really not intended to make a submission on this particular report, but I thought I would throw a question to government. You see, on an annual basis, there are these gold exporters who just don't pay taxes. On an annual basis, when you read the Auditor General's report, because on average, about 40,000, on average, 40,000 kilograms of gold are exported per annum. But due to regulatory lapses, according to URA and so on, this money is not collected, what is meant to be paid in form of taxes. And so we are losing out on revenue. Smaller people are bending their backs over backwards to pay taxes. You see URA closing people's shops and so on because they're not paying taxes. But year after year, this issue continues to recur. Can government help us understand why? Because as we are seeking taxes for different things, what government normally does, and you will see with the tax bills, as opposed to widening the tax bracket, they keep deepening. They keep going after the low-hanging fruit, those from whom it is easy to collect taxes. So they keep deepening and making it more cumbersome for them, and yet we can widen. So specifically, now that we are talking about natural resources and so on, government needs to, I don't know who is here on behalf of, the Minister of State for Water is here.
Well, there's a Minister for Energy, Honorable Agancies.
Oh, I had not seen him. There you are. Hopefully he will help us understand why this continues to happen on an annual basis. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Robert Chiza.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I address myself to the issue of the payments by government entities that are due to national water, and the figure that has been given to us is of 100 billion. Right Honorable Speaker, in as much as that can be addressed by budget support, I believe there is an element of policy that should also be directed towards addressing the issue of government payments, government entities paying money to national water. That the way we perceive national water is that there is a thin line between it being a service company and it being a profit-making company. This is a company that is completely owned by government. And to us, where we sit, we believe that it is to give a service of delivering water, thereby improving sanitation. But it seems to them they are there to make profit. I'm really concerned as a policy person here that if they have money enough to cover for their administrative costs, if they have money enough to cover for the maintenance of their infrastructure, for water treatment, and for delivery of water, if their operating costs are within the money they collect from direct payments from the private owners, I wonder why those bills due to government entities really push them to cut a general hospital from water supply, a school from water supply.
Yeah, but Honorable, we are appropriating money to these entities, and they are not paying. They prefer to make other choices, okay? Because they know if they cut off water, Honorable Batua will bring a matter of national importance here.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
That's where the problem lies.
There was some wisdom I was speaking with, being the Shadow Minister of Health, that the hospitals are not like Jinja Regional Referral Hospital. Is given a particular amount of money to manage other things, and that being one of them. But now that these hospitals are overcrowded, they see numbers that are beyond what is planned for. Their utility bills normally go up. And recently this year, the accounting office of Jinja Regional Referral Hospital wanted to sink a borehole, and officials from National Water wrote a very strong letter outlining laws that limit sinking a borehole in an urban area. So I believe in as much as we should give them budget support, there should be an element of policy to address this organization for as long as their operating cost is covered from the money they collect. I believe government being their owner and...
Thank you. Honorable, if you are to run a company that way, it will collapse. Please, if someone is entitled to pay bills, we cannot come on this floor and we encourage entities not to pay bills. That's wrong. Let them budget. Let us ensure during the budgeting process, money for utilities is budgeted for. Okay? I remember honorable colleagues in the tennis parliament. The tennis parliament, when money for bills, money for water in urban areas was being raised, the issue was simple. We get more from urban areas, we support rural areas through public standpoints. So this money, which you're saying, once they collect, they go and pay bills for hospitals, you have public standpoints in the village. If you supply locals clean water, they won't come to that hospital. Okay? So I think we should focus on that seriously. Honorable Kayemba.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I thank the committee for this wonderful report. I want to go straight to the electricity distribution, where the committee has recommended that it should be prioritized. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have had the same issue in various reports that have been coming to this parliament during the budget period. Last week I was in Honorable Center's constituency, where I found his opponent saying, I'm bringing you electricity. I'm bringing electricity that has failed your incumbent. So I want to know, Right Honorable Speaker, the government to give us an update about electricity distribution in the places that do not have electricity, like Bokoma Simbi, my area where I come from. Kasewera Parish, Shiriamenvo, where I come from, and other areas. We need an update. Whether you prefer giving the knowledge to the opponents, like I saw Honorable Center is all. Second, Right Honorable Speaker, I'm speaking about, I also thank the committee for recommending more money to umbrella projects. But we also need to know which towns are going to be the beneficiaries of this project. Because they do it as a collective way. We end up, you find many towns, Buyoga, Misambu, Kasewera, Chiriamenva, and others, they have no water. So want to know the beneficiary. And Right Honorable Speaker, we also need to maybe to see, to look more into the umbrella project.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'd like to appreciate the committee for doing a very good job.
Colleagues, are all of you present? Including Honorable Soro? Okay. Yeah, I said I finish opposition, I go to independent. And
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I thank the committee for doing a very good job. Right Honourable Speaker, I'd like to start where you stopped. Last year, about this time, you still spoke the same sentiments about national water, if you recall, and you directed that the same thing be done. This year, you've repeated the same statement, and I hope government is going to heed to what the House has directed regarding the areas that national water requires to be paid. Right Honourable Speaker, there's been an allocation of 50 billion to rural water. I want to support this allocation. For us who come from very rural parts of Uganda, our women are grappling with access to clean and safe water. And I really want to urge the ministry to see how to equitably distribute these resources. Many times we see different constituencies receive access to clean water while others are doing very badly. In Soroti, I still have villages where people drink the same water that animals drink. It's very unhealthy, and I request you, Ministry of Water, to please support us. Right Honourable Speaker, there's been an allocation of restoration of environment, and I want to differ with my sister Brenda. I think it's very critical to allocate for the restoration of environment. The effects of climate change have become more real to us today. Right Honourable Speaker, the vegetation curve of our country is being depleted. I beg that we budget not only for restoration, but also to have enforcement in this budget. Because, Right Honourable Speaker, I come from Soroti District, and now that is the corridor that many people who are doing commercial charcoal burning use to bring charcoal from the greater northern part of Uganda. The greater northern part of Uganda used to be a very green part, but now most of the indigenous trees, like the one, I know it's in Nature, so it's called a kunguru. It makes really good shea nuts. It makes very good charcoal, but most of the trees in northern Uganda are endangered because of that. Right Honourable Speaker, it is a source of revenue to the local communities. That's why they are unwilling to stop that issue of charcoal burning. So you find a truck will leave Agago, leave that part, leave Acholi, leave Lango. It's just an example, my colleague. And come all the way from...
Thank you. But Honourable, you were giving us very critical.
So the trucks are loaded and they come, they keep paying every roadblock. They pay money. So they continue and continue and continue until they reach central Uganda. So, Right Honourable Speaker, I beg that we look at enforcement so that we save our environment. Because if we leave it as a battle for RDCs, NFA at the grassroots, we are going to end up losing all our green. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now, Honourable Chair, natural resources, this is the issue which I assigned you. You know, it's disheartening. You know, so Chair.
Thank you. I want to thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for giving me this time. I want to thank the committee for the report they have presented. However, I have some concern on the issue of desilting dams. We have been discussing this year in, year out, but I don't see action being taken. In my constituency, I happen to have a dam in Olami that was constructed during my time when I was the district chairperson, about 10 years ago. And I still remember that government wasted over 5.6 billion to construct this dam. And the dam has gone back to the regional state, and Ministry of Water has taken no action. Every year you will hear them saying, we are going to desil dams. I would like the committee to come up with the specific dams. Because if we just say we are giving them this amount of money for desilting dams, and you don't come up with the names of these dams that will benefit from the money given to you, it will make no meaning. Two, I want to talk about the electricity scale-up project. We approved this loan when we just joined, I think, the second year in this parliament. I have not seen this project in my constituency. In Lango, they are going to other districts. I think only one district. But in my constituency, I have not seen even a single pole. I want to know the criteria. You people are implying for the beneficiaries. It is just like, Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry, I didn't talk about health. I want to talk here about health. Kwani, this local government doesn't have even a theater. We have a health center for Ministry of Health went there and condemned that theater. I don't see it in the budget this year. There is no single ambulance in Kwania district. They are using my ambulance and the ambulance of.
Thank you. Honorable Bob, he has gone. He was the chairman of C5 Kwania.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with you that money from utilities be deducted and remitted directly to the entities so that it facilitates these entities in building the infrastructure and including the water. Right Honorable, on the water for production, the report provides that there is money that is going to desilt the very dams and the very tanks. But some time back, the Minister of Agriculture informed the Parliament that Cabinet had taken a decision that water for production must go to the Minister of Agriculture. Now from this report, I can see water for production as a function of the Minister of Water and Environment. And this is going to affect, we have been complaining because it affects the functions of the Minister of Agriculture in ensuring that our farmers can access water for production. I want to submit that government should be coordinated. They took a decision, water for production must be a function of the Minister of Agriculture so that it can be coordinated well and our farmers can access water. This might be the reason why dams and very dams are not desilted, because those in the water area, the Minister of Water, it's not their function, and it's a function of Minister of Agriculture, and they can best handle that function. I want to pray that that vote be moved to the Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Dr. Pio, followed by Nkunyinji.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and I would like to commend the committee and its chair for the good work done. It's been a very heavy report, and I'm trying to squeeze everything that I would like to comment on in 2 minutes. First, Right Honorable...
3 minutes.
3 minutes, yes. Right Honorable Speaker, information available in the public domain indicates that Uganda exports electricity to neighboring countries, virtually almost all the neighboring countries, Kenya, Tanzania, DRC, South Sudan, name it. But I've scanned through the report and it seems to be silent on this. I'm just wondering whether it is classified information, not allowed to be debated on, and if it is, because it definitely has implications on the budget. And so I would like to draw attention to that. But relatedly, Right Honorable Speaker, my attention was drawn to the list of districts that have stalled electricity extension projects. And all of those, or mostly almost 100% of all those stalled projects appear to be from one sub-region or one region. There is nothing at all reflected in other parts of the country. In my part of the country, no mention. I'm just wondering whether we are very lucky as a sub-region or as a region not to have any electricity or network grid extension projects in our area. I'm suspecting that there's obvious disparity when it comes to allocation of that project. I'm also having issues with the current scale-up project because there's nothing, not even a single pole for Oyam County North. I'm requesting that the ministry or government does something for Oyam North as well. And then finally, Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of water. We have a very bad experience with the umbrella water project. Dry taps, a very thirsty district headquarters for months on end, and stalled projects as well. There's one that was installed. They tried to install it in one of the town councils, the Chemes town council, about 5 years ago, and it was abandoned. No communication, no nothing. So I'm requesting that if the umbrella water is not working or cannot serve our people adequately.
Thank you. Honorable Mwada.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, and the committee for the report. However, I'm concerned as they present a report talking about supporting Entebbe Airport weather station with, I think, 2 billion. We also want to learn whether you interrogated this operation, because as of recent, we have landing issues at Entebbe Airport attributed to this same weather station, among other issues. We need to learn from the committee whether there was thorough interrogation of how best we must equip it to function. We have a lot of landing issues at the airport. Secondly, when it comes to water, national water, as you are revealing government agencies and government failing to pay water bills, we are also concerned that consumers are now shouldering the burden. Did the committee interrogate what must be done in terms of funding to improve on water meters? Now, an ordinary consumer pays a bill even after disconnection. Sometimes without water, the meter works. Did you interrogate who provides these meters? Do they function? Do we need to phase them out and new meters are procured? Because an ordinary consumer is shouldering the burden of high bills as government agencies are defaulting. And lastly, on NEMA. NEMA, you talked about funding, especially for recruitment. But as the MP representing Shadondo East, where we have a Shtezi landfill, I've never seen the importance of NEMA when we can have a landfill that even explode or slides away and destroy houses. When there was an impact environmental assessment, how are these assessments issued and who monitors them? What is the challenge we must interrogate as we discuss this budget as Parliament? I thank you.